Having faith in God doesn't have to make sense to anybody but you and you alone. The story I'm about to share is a perfect example of what it means to have faith in God, and I hope you get to learn from this and step up your faith in God. Imagine you are David in the Bible, the younger David that went to fight with Goliath, and the stone you threw at Goliath didn't get to meet him. I believe you will not even want to imagine that because it turned out to not be funny. Now I needed to understand something. Before David went to go and fight Goliath, he already has his elder brothers at the war front. He only went there to check on them and give them food. But God decided to use him, the least among them all, in terms of qualification. But God decided to use him. That's one point I want you to understand. Now the second thing is that God gave him the faith. God gave him the belief. God spoke to him. God opened his eyes to see something. He is the one that understands the assignment perfectly than the other qualified warrior. If God wants to do something, and he gives you a vision and he gives you a purpose, you are the only person that understands that purpose more than anybody else. You are the only person that understands the assignments more than anybody else, or you are the only person that's expected and supposed to understand the assignment more than anybody else. That is why you see a lot of times when you have faith in God about doing something, people will doubt you because God didn't show it to them. God didn't show them the assignment. God didn't give them the burden of the faith to understand what is about to happen, to understand the season, to understand the time, to understand the reason why you are doing what you are doing, the reason why you choose to believe, the reason why you choose to, hold on to God and stay firm in believing that this thing will happen even when it seems impossible. That is why it will appear funny to a third party when a woman in her 60s is still hoping on God to have a child, right? Because it is not you that is having that faith in God. See, let me tell you the truth of this whole thing. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody. When it makes sense to people, when it still makes sense to people, it's not God. But when it doesn't make sense to anybody anymore, that's when God steps in and he shows himself. If you go through the Bible critically and you read different stories on how God works in miracles and stuff, you discover that when the whole situation, people have given up on the situation and it doesn't make sense to them, and there's literally no way, that's when God comes in and he works and he does his thing. My whole point is that when God gives you revelation about something, it is your assignment, it is your duty to understand it better than other people. People will doubt you. Even your pastor in your church may doubt you that this thing you want to do is quite unreasonable. That is why it is God. When God does his own thing, it doesn't have to be reasonable to any other person. And when you are believing God for a miracle, and you still have your calculations in your head, trust me, it is not God's miracle. You are still believing in your calculations, in your permutations, that in the possibility of this could happen, that could happen. See, when you are in a situation, let's say it's about somebody's health situation and the doctor have said, there is no way, this person is diagnosed with this person is diagnosed with that, and there is no medical possibility of coming back. You just have to wait this so period of time before you get blah 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 blah. See, let me tell you, and that person believes, it can never be me. I will come out of this situation. I will be healed again. I will give birth again. I am fertile. I'll be able to carry my own baby and all these things against medical report, professional medical report. See, it is their faith in God, and it will appear unreasonable to another person listening to them or hearing them. That is why it is called faith. See, when you have faith in God, it doesn't have to make sense to anybody.